Hello and welcome to my video concerning the Buddhist psychotherapy. I would like to tell you some differences between classic psychotherapy, Buddhist psychotherapy and the Buddhist teaching. Of course, I cannot explain all the differences, but I try to do my best to show you some examples of differences. And the first is maybe I want to talk about the ego, because with the ego I can show you some differences between these treatments. Maybe you have heard about that Buddhists say there is no ego, or ego is an illusion. What does it mean? Because you know you have your ego and you are what you are. Yeah, but when you look a little bit deeper, you can aware that there is not a single ego in you. So there are only ego states. Maybe one day or in 1 minute you have an angry ego, and 10 minutes later you have a lazy ego, and 20 minutes later you have a hungry ego, or whatever ego. We change through a lot of ego states during a day, and that's what Buddhists say when they say there is no ego, no special, not one single ego, there is only ego dynamic. And for me it was very interesting to aware that neuroscience can came to the same conclusion that we have a human nerve system which contains a lot of neurostructure and cores, so-called cores, in different parts of our brain, and this cores, they produce ego parts. Every core is related to an ego part, and maybe we can start with an example with the ego part of laziness, an ego part of intelligence, an ego part of anger, of depression, of whatever. So we have a lot of ego parts, and all these ego parts together, they produce a feeling which leads us to the opinions of an ego. And the main question is how to handle our ego. And because ego is, of course, a structure which helps us or should help us to find solutions in our daytime or in our life or problems. But, our ego produces a lot of suffering, because we produce with our ego a structure which is never silent. It's always producing impulses like I want, I don't want, I hate, I think, I don't think, I. So a big part of our problems is self-produced. And to handle this ego is in each discipline a little bit different. For example, the classic therapy tries to consolidate our ego, make it stronger. And when you feel a stronger ego and have a good opinion of yourself, and you can structure yourself in the daytime, you have a successful therapy. This is a bit different to the Buddhist therapy, because this consolidating ego is only the first step. Of course, we start always with this consolidation, because we only can see the ego critically when we are strong enough. I give you an example. When you meet someone on the street and he or she is asking you for money, he or she is very poor, and you tell this person, you don't have money. Oh, that's okay, because money is only an illusion. It's only printed paper. Yes, you are right, but on the one hand and on the other, you are very toxic and you are very aggressive and arrogant. So that shows us that we have to be more or less rich to aware that money is or has also a character of illusion. And that's the same with our ego. First, we have to consolidate our ego, make it stronger, to aware that there is a character of illusion with our ego, because our ego is nothing which will last forever, and it's not solid, it's a dynamic system. And when we don't care, this system is very depending on what is happening around us in our environment. And this is another argument to start the training, the awareness training, to get control about what's going on in your mind. And in the Buddhist teaching, we talk about the monkey mind, the so-called monkey mind. It's a little bit a joke, but it's a true joke that we have a monkey or some monkeys in our mind, and they are always on the run. They can't sit still, they can't be quiet, they're always looking for the next banana, for the next tree. They are running, they are very nervous. And in Europe we don't have so many monkeys, so we speak a lot about the dog mind. And for example, when we talk about dogs or the dog mind, we know that we have some different kind of dogs in our mind. We have something like a Doberman with long teeth and aggressive, and we have maybe a Labrador which likes to eat all the time, and something like a Bernardiner which likes to sleep all the day. So it might be an interesting training to sit and close your eyes and ask yourself, what dog is now in my mind? And to create a picture of your dog for the moment, and you can try to bring the dog to you, to your side, and to train the dog to be quiet, to be sitting down next to you and stay. And this is a quite good example for the Buddhist teaching and trying to train your mind into calmness and awareness. And this is a step-by-step procedure to freedom. And the last word is very important, because there are a lot of opinions about what's going on in Buddhist teaching and what is the main goal. And some said, that we are aware that there is always suffering is Buddhism, or happiness is the goal for Buddhism. And I would say no, the awareness of being free, that's the main center of Buddhism. And this awareness of freedom, inner freedom, is something you can aware in every second of your life. But to aware this reality means that you have to be able to clear yourself, to come down, to relax. But it's not a deep relaxation. It's an effort to produce a middle tension in you. Not so high tension, not too low. It's a middle tension in which you can be very concentrated, and in which you are able to reduce the ego impulses. And when the ego impulses getting down and decrease and getting calm, you can aware your true personality. That means the freedom of all your ego impulses. And that's what Buddhists say about aware your freedom. And this is also in my treatment, a Buddhist therapy, a very interesting way to develop this inner process. And this goes step by step, as I told you. First step, to control the monkey mind or the dog mind, to aware what's going on in you, the dynamics, the ego dynamic, to learn how to control your inner energy by controlling the vegetative nerve system, the sympathicus and parasympathicus. That means to learn by breathing deeper and slowly to activate the parasympathicus, to reduce the high tension, to increase the awareness and consciousness, getting calm, getting clear. And that's the way, step by step, to free yourself. Maybe this is something which is interesting for you, and if you like, you can contact me and we see us in a seminar or for a therapy session. You're welcome.